This is the EGR valve. Remove this nut on this exhaust line before you take out these two bolts. Get a 10mm socket, loosen up these two bolts. Got it off. Do not spray any spray into there because you'll loosen up all that crap in the throttle body. Don't spray anything in here either. I'm going to try to go down here to the bottom where it connects to the exhaust and open it up and then pour some cleaner inside of this pipe to try to get the carbon out. It'll be easier to take the tire off, but if you turn the wheel like this, you can squeeze in here and get to that nut. The other nut is right there. This thing is just too rusted on here on the bottom. I loosened it up where it screws into the exhaust pipe, but there's another nut that hold like this, another nut like this that holds this pipe on, and it's just too rusted. It won't come off. So what I'm gonna do is make sure to reconnect. We gotta reconnect the vacuum hose. And then also this, reconnect this to the EGR valve, and I'm gonna turn the engine on and see if there's any exhaust coming out of here. If the exhaust is coming out of here, then it's fine. If not, then it's blocked, and we're gonna have to find some way to get this thing off of here so we can clean out the pipe, because you can't just stick something in there and clean it out, because you'll push all that crap into the exhaust. It can clog up the catalytic converter. And the muffler. Don't want to do that. Okay, I feel exhaust coming out of there, so that's good. You want to make sure that the EGR valve works. What you do is you put your finger in here and you just suck on this, and you'll feel the valve go up when you suck on it. Try to do it here. Hopefully you can see in there. This valve appears to be working pretty good. Gonna need a new gasket. This gasket's crap. There's some carbon in there. Hopefully you can see in there. It's not too bad, but there is carbon in there. Pour some inside of the valve. Fill it up. Hold it, let it sit in there for a minute. After you let the seafoam sit for a while, dump it out. Clean this out inside. If seafoam wasn't that good of a cleaner, it wouldn't have loosened up all that carbon. See how I scrape this? And then the carbon comes out? This helps to soften up the carbon so you can get it out. This valve actually isn't that bad. Even though there's carbon in there, I can see inside and see that the hole where the valve is, it's still clear. You gotta be careful in here because you can see the valve arm. You don't want to damage that. Just carefully go inside around it a little bit. Come over to the intake manifold, and you want to carefully stick something in here to make sure it's not clogged. You don't want to push anything in. Alright, looks good. No blockages. Carefully scrape off the old gasket. There's barely anything here, just remnants. These hoses right here broke. This is what they're called. They come in a kit, so you don't have to buy them and cut it. There's the part number so you can see what part it is. I got these at AutoZone. The hoses go down here. Now we can put the EGR valve back on. Here's the new gasket. You can see the part number. After you clean out the old gasket, make sure that you put some more seafoam in here and dump out the pieces of the bad gasket. Actually, I forgot. What you should do when you scrape off a gasket is put some toilet paper in the hole so the stuff doesn't fall in, and then you don't have to worry about trying to clean it out. I painted the EGR valve to make it look better. That's optional, you don't have to do that. I'm gonna take it like this, put this bolt through to hold the gasket. Actually, I guess this is made that way, but the gasket actually holds the bolt. So I'm going to go ahead and put the other bolt in too to hold the gasket where it needs to go. And I'm going to bring it over and start screwing it in. Get this out of the way. What I'm going to do is I'm going to start to screw this thing on because this pipe's getting in the way. get a 10mm socket, snug them up, get them hand tight for now because you have to do it incrementally because there's a gasket in there. This bolt's not turning easy, so I gotta use this socket wrench. Right there. And I gotta finish tightening up this other one. And also after this, disconnect the battery for a few minutes and then reconnect it to reset the computer. Because there was a code for this, and I believe it was from this gadget right here that monitors the exhaust flow that's going into this. And it didn't detect any exhaust flow. I'm not sure why. Maybe because that one hose it did split, so maybe the hose had a crack in it for a while before it finally split. So it looks like it was actually a waste of time to even take apart the EGR, because it might have just been that hose, but you don't know, so you got to check all this stuff out. Don't go too tight because the intake manifold is aluminum. That's it, that's reinstalled. Don't forget, tighten this up. Bring this back over. This goes here. Put the nut back. The elbow on the fuel pressure regulator likes to break a lot, so check that. Everything looks good. Make sure you reconnect everything exactly the way it was. This vacuum line's got to go back in too. Truck won't run if that's not in. Now that everything's reconnected, reset the computer, and then start the truck, let it run, let it idle for 5 minutes, and then drive it around a little bit so the computer can relearn everything. And that's it. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to subscribe, click the notification bell,